It's the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey and the crew.
Welcome back to the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. The architect here, Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and Star Kales. Make sure you follow us on all your social media at Beat Break Radio, Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Got some guests in the studio this morning, DJ Rollum. This is kind of like somewhat of a reunion, and it feels so good.
Yes, definitely. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, man. But before we get to our guests, DJ Rollum and Star Kales, I wanted to bring something up.
Okay.
And it kind of goes back to what we talked about last week. Now, we did an episode. We didn't do it in its entirety because we had a lot of stuff to cover that morning. Mm-hmm. But there was a certain portion in the podcast that we covered, and it was on older women and younger men. Mm-hmm. And that topic came in right on time, ladies and gentlemen, because I got wind. I'm in media, of course, so this story has stuck for the past few days, but I'm late to the party. I'm sorry. I got wind that my once upon a time baby mama, Erykah Badu. I mean, she wasn't my baby mama in real life.
I was going to say, that was your former baby mama? Like, does Dre know?
does Dre know? Does Jay Electronica know? Does what's the other artist? What's the other artist that Erykah Badu got pregnant by?
I don't know.
He was somewhat affiliated. The DOC, that's who he is. The DOC.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was Dre, and then the DOC, and then Jay Electronica. May have been somebody else. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She already has enough babies. But Erykah Badu.
You want to be a fourth baby daddy?
Have a baby by me, be a millionaire.
Yeah, right. There you go.
But yeah. Of course, it's been trending on social media for the past few days that Erykah Badu, 50 years old, has been seeing and dating a young dude. He got to be like in his... See, you want to put your own media spin on things, don't you, DJ Roller? You want to put... Okay. But the guy that Erykah Badu has been seeing for quite some time is this dude who's like in his 20s. Ooh. She got an IG picture. Trying to put up his real age. He got to be maybe like 27. He's in his 20s. Well, according to my sources here, he is reportedly 27 years old. Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, Erykah Badu is 50. Beautiful, I may say. Beautiful at 50. But is dating a 27-year-old. And her son is in his 20s as well, 24.
Her son is 20. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about it on the show last week. Cougar season. Older women and young men. It's so ironic. Our guest is clapping the hands. I might as well play the applause too. Because this dude right here, he's 27, reportedly 27. He looked like to be honest, I'm looking at the IG picture, right? And he looks like the type of dude that Erykah Badu would go for. Like a very centric, vintage wearing type of dude or whatever. Weirdo. Into space and
why gotta be weirdo?
Why you gotta be? I mean, he could be a widow. We don't know.
That's a strong word.
Well, there's different kind of words. There's different kind of weird people, weirdos. You know what I mean? Like,
be unique. I say unique. He's unique.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there as well. The fact of the matter is that Erykah Badu is 50 and this guy is in his 20s. Does that make you look at Erykah Badu differently?
No, he look crazy, Sean. Why you ain't tell the truth?
What?
He look a little crazy.
Oh, so okay. So I said he comes off.
You said he was a weirdo.
Like a weirdo, but you saying he looks crazy.
You said he was a weirdo because he do like, you know, all that Afrocentric and the crystals and I said that's not weird.
I didn't say all that. I said
that
he looked like the type that Erykah Badu would go for. Like
because
a
of what?
Vintage wearing. A vintage wearing. Vintage. There's nothing wrong with wearing
what
vintage
else you
clothing.
said? What else you said?
I said centric.
Weirdo.
Eclectic, centric. Where?
Weirdo.
Come on now. I mean, come on. Dre 3000, 3 stacks. He dressed very unique. He's a unique type of person.
Is he a weirdo?
My sources, shout out to 3 stacks. My sources that know 3 stacks personally say he's a very interesting person, but not in a bad way though. Not in a bad, creepy way.
Just like a weird way.
Okay, sir. I'm not gonna let you belittle the weird centric community. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Because I do what they do. So I'm trying to see what you really trying to say. Now he do look crazy.
All I'm trying to say is that Erykah Badu in her 50s is seeing a youngin
crazy looking
in his late 20s, and she putting it out there on IG.
She need to put it back. That boy look crazy. He look like he from Decatur.
Oh
no! Oh my God!
I'm from Decatur. I can talk about Decatur all day. No, I am from Decatur. I'm from McAfee, Chandler Road. I can talk about Decatur if I want to.
No. Oh my goodness! I'm glad we didn't open the mics up for our 2 guests. I'm glad we didn't open the mics up for our 2 guests sooner because one of them is from Decatur, Star.
Oh, she was like,
oh my.
She was like,
Listen, man, I'm from the South Side, you know, but I did go to school in DeKalb County, Georgia.
Okay.
So,
right.
I mean, I have no problems, no issues with my folks on the East Side.
Me either. Okay. And I'm from this. I can say what I want.
Okay. But back to Erykah Badu, though. Roland, how do you feel about this story, man? I mean, it kind of proves
that's what celebrities do. That's why I look at it. Celebrities just do that. You know, you of age and want somebody younger. That's definitely been a double standard. What men always been doing, always like 15, 20 years younger. I mean, older than the woman. So the woman wants to do the same thing, you know. So
it's our turn.
Yeah. So I ain't mad at it. I just know one of the reasons why she got a young dude. I mean, he better be doing what I think he's doing.
Oh, you know he's doing it. You know he's doing it.
Yeah, you better be not just doing it right.
He putting it down.
Don't be acting like you're 27. Then you say you acting like you're 50 and whatnot. No. That's why you ain't around. You know.
Hey man, listen. Shout outs to all my youngins.
Thank you. Keyword. Youngins, yes.
Shout out to all my dudes getting it in with older women like myself.
Like yourself.
So I told the story. I told the story last week. I got it in with a 49-year-old when I was in my late 20s.
Sean, did you put it down? Say, did you put it down or not? Because
let's just say she came back the second time.
Maybe she came back for a rematch, thinking that the first time when, you know what I'm saying, hitting on nothing. So she came back just to make sure that it was trash or not.
Hey man, listen. Why do you think I always say you're now rocking with the best?
Whoa.
In most of my shows.
Rocking with the best.
In most of my shows.
Rocking with the best.
Y'all heard it from himself, y'all. Sean told y'all.
Before we get to our guests, I gotta say, ladies that are under 50 or even under 40, y'all need to step the game up.
There he go.
And Sean, we know someone's like that now.
I'm just saying. Listen. I don't know what it is with the older women capturing these younger dudes. But where are my ladies under 50 at? Where are y'all at? I'm focusing on my career. I got too much going on. I just came out of a bad relationship. No, I'm sorry. That's for another show. See,
right.
You got to get into it, Sean. Don't do it.
We're gonna come back to that. All I'm saying, but shout out to Erykah Badu, man. Y'all leave her alone.
I ain't saying nothing.
Leave her alone.
Look a little crazy. But I ain't judging Erykah for getting her some young, you know what I'm saying? Boom, bing, bing.
Yeah. I mean, I bet like that dude, the young dude, the 27-year-old, I bet he was like sitting in front of his TV. When did that window seat video come out? When did that window seat video came out? That came out.
Probably was about 7.
He was probably like, he was probably like maybe like 7. Which, by the way, that is Erykah Badu's son. That's the name of Erykah Badu's son, 7.
That's a good one.
That's both Erykah Badu and Dre 2000's son, by the way. That was a great slide. Great.
Thank you.
Great slide. But yeah, he had to be if you put an extra number to that 7, maybe like
I was thinking something in his late teens, probably.
Gotta be like, no, it's gotta be maybe like 17 or 18 when that video
that's what I'm
came out.
thinking.
When he saw the video towards the end where Erykah just buried it all, showing off her booty. He was in his parents' house, sitting on his mama's couch, and had that fantasy and said, I'm going to tap that ass one day.
That was his first X-rated video then, right?
I can't.
He was like, man, one day that's going to be mine. Yeah, who say that dreams cannot come true?
That's one hell of a dream. That's one hell of a dream, man.
Just saying. But let's get to our guests, ladies and gentlemen. On the live line, right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, I got this gentleman on the live line. We haven't seen each other in a while. Of course, me and him go way back in the day, ladies and gentlemen. He had this show along with Angela Carswell called the ATL radio show on Love 860 AM in Atlanta. And this guy that I've known for over 10 years now. It's been over 10 years now, on and off. I know he had to go do his thing. I had to go do my thing. But we're working on some things. And I think that this special occasion this morning brought us back to where we first began at radio. This is radio, baby. This is radio, podcast, and what have you. So, God works in mysterious ways. And I'm just so happy he is back on the platform with us. Reggie Kayson, better known as Reggie Love.
What's happening? What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. You are the third man in radio that I know whose name is Reggie.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a special name.
That's an epiphany.
That's a special name. Definitely a special name. So
yeah.
Now I appreciate you all having me, Star and DJ Rollem. DJ Rollem and I go way back as well. And in fact, I love the topic that you all were speaking about on cougar season. My wife is 10 years older than I am, and DJ Rollem was my DJ at my wedding.
Hey. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, my wife is 10 years older than I am, so hey, cougar is the way to go. It is definitely the way to go.
Hey, man, you know, we're not hating on the older women. We're not hating on their relationship or situationship or whatever. It just is what it is, because now it's becoming more and more of the norm these days. Like you said, like Rome said, in the celebrity world, I mean, we've seen it with a lot of famous celebrities, you know, with Ray J, and
that's right.
It's just so many people. And then like Pete Davidson going out on dates with Kim Kardashian West while she is legally married to Kanye West.
I know, right?
But how old is Kim though? Let's look at the age here. Let me Google here. How old is Kim and how old is Pete Davidson? Of course, Pete Davidson, comedian, one of the members on Saturday Night Live. You know, seeing in videos of him going on dates with Kim Kardashian. We're gonna find that out. We're gonna find out the age. Kim got to be like in her 30s though. She got to be in the same age range as us.
Yeah. I think she's probably like mid 30s. If I had to guess, it'd be 36.
36. She is 40. She is 41.
What? Wow, yo.
She is 41.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so I would never guess that. I would never
guess that either.
Yeah. So Kim Kardashian West is 41. Let's see how old Pete Davidson is.
Wow.
Pete Davidson is 28.
Whoa.
There you have it. There you have it. Not
wrong. It's officially Cougar season.
Got that right. Cougar season, big time. Wow.
Yeah, man. You can't make this stuff up.
Listen, I get it now. You know, I don't support somebody already being married and legally married still and going out, but definitely it has its perks. Let's put it like that. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, man. It is what it is.
I just want the young meat. The young meat.
Is that gonna be you in the future, Star?
Yeah, but I'm just going for the young meat.
That's where Erica getting. That's where Erica getting. You know?
Yes,
that
sir.
Meat is powerful. The meat is powerful.
Don't it up. Hey.
I felt, man, this is like a Lion King moment right here. This is just Star is looking for a Simba. He's looking for a Simba. Okay.
Simba too.
Also joining with us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Decatur, where is greater? Shout outs to haters that want to hate on Decatur. Ooh, I just rhymed. She got a singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress. She's also a part of Reggie Love's initiative, organization, positive arts movement. I met her through him, and he told me that, yo, dude, you got to have this sister on. You got to have this queen on the show because she's very talented. And we actually got some music. We got some new music from her that we're going to play later on in the program. And she goes by the name, ladies and gentlemen, of Bria and Nay.
Hey now, what's up, y'all?
What's up? Yeah, you definitely Atlanta. When you say what's up, that made me think of
what's up.
Hey. Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling good. It's a nice night. It's nice and cold, but I got the heater on, got the sweater on, so
Yeah.
I'm good.
I don't even need to guess how old you are because you just stepped into a combo that I saw you a few moments ago shaking your head, or you look like, wait a minute, WTH. I'm assuming that you are under 50 or under 40 or under 30.
He's trying to play it safe.
All of the above is correct.
So you're definitely under 30.
Right.
It looks like she's under 30. She has a real youthful.
We gotta ask because we don't know.
You know, black on crack
seen,
now. You never know.
Hey, look, I've seen women who are like 48, 49, and they look like they are in their 20s. Shout out to Dice Gamble.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah.
How old is Dice?
Dice is in her, she's 49 or 50. She's in that.
I think she said she was 50. I think.
Now, Marilyn, who we had on the show in which we were talking about Cougar season from Chicago Avenue Cafe.
Right.
She's 50.
She's 50.
Okay, so she looked mid 40s though.
She looked late 30s to me.
And what about her friend?
Oh yeah, because she too is. I don't want to use the word cougar on her friend, because Marilyn did state for the record publicly that she did not like the word cougar. But she is her friend. Her name is Felicia. Just to rewind, Felicia does like younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
And we were supposed to go on a date. It didn't happen yet. I will keep you all posted. But
definitely.
The only way
make sure Star doesn't know, because Star wants to be by the bar area, kept looking over and whatnot. So you gotta make sure Star don't know.
I'm by the bar with a little glass looking at.
Yeah, no, you don't need to be in the presence. You don't need to be on the street where the location is.
You want to be that lady sitting out on the front of the porch with the quilt on her, just being all nosy.
I mean, if that is the case, that will be the case. But DJ Roland, do not hate on me. I am going to be there. I want to see some laughing, some smiling, a little sneaky. You know, when they do the little sneak touches and stuff. I want to see all of that.
You want to be the man.
Like
you want to magnify, like, I want to see.
Yeah, I don't say nothing. Sean,
yeah,
I am the reason why this date is going to happen, because I initiated, so I deserve to be there sitting at the bar, getting a look-see. I ain't gonna say nothing.
I feel like I'm DJ Roland, be honest with you, man. I'm gonna feel like I'm on 2 dates the same night. I'm gonna be on a date with Felicia and be on
2 ladies, one with you and one ain't with you. I mean. Because she's going to say, like, Sean, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you talking about this? Are you talking about that? I'm like, oh, God.
I'm going to be using sign language. Sean. Sean.
see, Bria, you see what you just stepped in. That's how we gotta, I think you're the youngest one on here, so we gotta be very, very careful. We gotta be very, very careful.
Do we really need to keep it PG on her?
Bria, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
But I didn't say under 20. I didn't say, are you under 50, 40, or 30? So,
you did say
you just trying to make sure.
Just
making sure.
I guess I should have asked her if you under 20 as well. But okay, cool.
R. Kelly should have did the same thing. Ask.
No.
We ain't going that route now.
Matambo. No.
We're not going that route.
He did ask. That's the difference.
Okay, whatever you say, Sean. Whatever you say.
I said I should have asked.
Oh my gosh.
R. Kelly did not ask. That's the difference. Okay, moving on.
That little baby do not want to hear about R. Kelly. He don't want to hear about R. Kelly.
That's not okay, let's drop that subject. Let's drop that. We got little ears that don't need to hear that. Okay, so Bria Anae from Decatur. I've been hearing you've been doing a lot of big things. You've been on American Idol. That's a very good look for you. American Idol. What was it? What, American Idol had so many seasons. Season 22, season 23, season 45.
Yeah.
So before you continue, I gotta ask this. When you were on American Idol, was it on Fox or the other channel?
What are you trying to say? What you trying to say, DJ Roland? What you trying
That's
to
the
say?
question.
It was on Fox. It was on Fox.
It was on Fox, okay.
What
DJ Roland, you know you ain't right.
I mean, I had to ask, man. I had to ask.
What,
Because
he,
it got
was
so many
insinuating, he was insinuating that American Idol, or Idol, I should say, American Idol was the ish on Fox. But then when it was on ABC, yeah.
That's why I said which one, you know. So that's why, because you were on the one on Fox, okay. On the other channel, just trying to make somebody's dream come true, you know.
I believe it was on Fox, though. I believe it was on Fox.
Okay.
It don't even matter though. She was on American Idol. Point blank. Period.
Yeah. That's big. That's big. That's big. You know,
That's
to be
big,
on
man.
that, you know, on that big platform, so the whole country can definitely view and hear your talent, your vocals.
Mhm.
That's the key thing, and that's the important thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how we do it from Decatur. You know what I'm saying?
Where it's always greater. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Well,
All
you
right.
fine for being Decatur. Star Kels is different, man. She trying to give
Don't hate on me, DJ.
Sean some pointers on what to do on a date, and he acting like he a freshman or something, like he don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm like, come on now.
Because Sean know I'm from Decatur and we give the best advice. Period.
Y'all get wait, hold on. You say Decatur, where you all give the best advice?
Sean, baby, we don't even get in on it.
Wait a minute, hold on.
We don't want everybody to know that
hold on.
you agree with me.
Listen. I've been to two schools in DeKalb County.
Mm-hmm.
I've been out there. I stayed out there. I don't know not one that has given the best advice from out there.
Sean, don't
No. Have you, Bria? Have you gotten any advice from Decatur? Any great best advice?
Bria, represent for us. If you coming for us, represent.
Well, if my mama count, then yeah, of course.
Okay, I mean, that's family. That's family. I'm talking about anybody outside of family.
Now, Sean, no, you can't switch up.
Okay, so that's a no. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into your trending report. Start. And we're going to talk more with Bria Anae, ladies and gentlemen, as well as Reggie Love on the live line with us. So let's go ahead into the trending report.
Hey,
man.
guys.
Oh, okay. You don't want me to play the sweeper?
No, that's why I paused. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Pause. Oh, man, I got to start this thing again. Oh, damn it. Okay, here we go. Trending report. All right, Star Kels with the trending report. Miss
Hey,
Decatur.
Oh, what you said about Decatur? We greater.
Let's say Miss Decatur.
Oh, okay. I might roll with that. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Decatur, the hater.
Sean.
I just wanted to see that.
Calm down, baby. Calm down.
I just wanted to see that look on your face when I say that. All right. Good.
Hey, you guys, this is Star Kills, and I am keeping you in the know on what's trending. Hey, you already know. All right, so I just want to address something. I am a millennial and I do keep up with, these rap artists and stuff sometimes. And it's this one guy that I think is cool. His name is Tory Lanez. Okay.
We know who Tory Lanez is. We know who he is. And this is what Star said. She thinks that Tory Lanez is cool. Now, of course, he happened to be the same guy that shot Megan Thee Stallion foot. But yeah, he's cool.
We know why. We know why he shot her damn foot. Because she acting like she from the hood and she was trying to come up on that man like she thug life. And you know what I'm saying? She pulled out one on him and then he pulled out one that pimp, 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 pimp. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to protect himself.
From what?
From the other gun that she claims she had because she's a fake thug. And that's why I tell people about being fake thugs. You can't be lying saying that you a thug in these streets and you doing thug things and you really not. And then when you come at a real thug and you want to, a real thug pull up and pull out. Now, I ain't saying it right that he shot a woman, but he was looking at her as a thug in these streets. They got different genders. Thugs got different genders. Ain't no male, female. It's thugs. That's it. That's one gender. Pow. Just like that.
So sometimes thugs got to run, though. It's okay. It's okay to run. It's okay. Thugs, listen. It's okay to run sometimes in certain situations. It's okay to walk away and to run. All right? That's my PSA to all my thugs out there. Okay, go ahead, Star.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Tory Lanez. That's all, y'all. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to do nothing else. Tory Lanez, so they had some fans that were fighting in the audience or whatever the case may be, acting real rowdy, as they should, because if you go into a concert where Tory Lanez in it, it's gonna be some ratchets in the building, right? But they was being a little too ratchet. And so they started, going at it in the audience, and Tory Lanez started singing to stop them from fighting. He is a door. So I just want to give a shout out to Tory Lanez. I'm not going to ask what Sean and DJ Rollum's opinion is about that, okay? Because y'all have already given y'all strong opinion.
He's basically what you're saying is he's another artist that started some rowdy stuff. So that's what it sounds like to me.
Sean, now I said that man made peace with them audience and he started singing and they stopped because the thug angel that he is.
Okay, next story.
Next story. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Next story. Next
story. Y'all just need yeah. Thank you, DJ Rollum. See, I knew you loved me from a.
No. I'm just quoting off of what you said, Thug Angel. I just gonna leave that alone. That's it. No comment.
I'm gonna drink the rest of this Thug Passion. That's what I'm gonna drink right here.
Go ahead, Star.
See, that's why I do not mess with y'all. Tory Lanez, it's okay. So, you guys, I just want to move on. Now, I don't usually talk about shows a lot, but I have to not only give a shout out to the Squid Games, but I gotta bring it to this platform, y'all, because I am obsessed with the Squid Games, and a hood near you is obsessed with the Squid Games. Although this is not an urban show, urban people definitely all up in this show. So, I got to bring it on to the, platform, let everybody know what's up.
Yeah.
So, Sean, have you watched Squid Games before I even?
That's on my watch. That's on my watch to-do list. I've been catching up on other shows on Netflix, but yes, that I'm actually going to watch that this weekend. Squid Games, yeah.
If you have watched Squid Games, any of the guests, put a peace sign up for me. Anybody? Oh, see the cat. Let me tell you, love in the building.
3 out of 5 ain't bad. 3 out of 5
we winning, and we straight
urban. Y'all know the story behind Squid Games, though?
No, hold on now. Don't be cutting into my news now.
All right. We're gonna go back in the background.
Yeah, I was just giving you a shout out, baby. Shout out now. But I just wanted to tell the good news before Reggie started getting into some other stuff. Squid Games has one season 2. They're approved for season 2. And if you guys don't know, Squid Game is on Netflix. They've been approved for season 2, so I am excited, and I want to give a shout out to all my hood viewers and let y'all know, let's get our popcorn ready, okay? Put that date on the calendar. If they haven't announced the full day yet, but it's speculation out there, I'm saying I'm looking at summer 2022. So y'all go ahead and kind of chime in on that with me. Get our popcorn ready. Get our guns out, because after watching it, you a little paranoid, and make sure you got your door locked, and we good to go.
Okay. All right. So Reggie, your child cannot watch this show.
Oh no.
Yeah. Sounds like it's the type of show that sounds like your child cannot watch. So it's for mature audiences only, or audiences that can bear watching this kind of content, because I go by what people tell me, and it's the kind of content that let's just say you don't want to have nightmares when you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's why I say keep a gun and keep your door locked.
What?
Your gun got to be sitting while you watching it. You keep your gun right there on the side, and then you make sure your door locked.
You know what's so crazy? I watched The Purge, the first Purge. I watched that yesterday. Now that's the type of movie where you gotta keep the door locked. You gotta
That's about the same tone.
Yeah, more than one piece. Yeah.
That's about the same tone. Now,
Game.
Reggie Love, what you was gonna say? First of all, do you want to give Sean just a little info about Squid Game? Just a little bit.
I wasn't even gonna talk about this show. What I was gonna say is the story behind it is they were rejected over and over and over and over and over again before it finally got picked up for distribution. This show was made like 10 years ago. And it's just a triumphant story that they never gave up in trying to get it produced. And so I'm just like, wow, just imagine if they would have stopped. It's a great show. Relatively a great show. You may not think it is, but my point is they never stopped trying to get a distribution deal, and they finally did. That's all I want to say.
Oh, message. That sounds like a project that I'm working on. Definitely. I love it. The Art of Perseverance. Yeah, man. And now it's on Netflix. Man, I watch Netflix more than any other network.
Yeah.
Jay, facts, man. Shout out to the people behind Squid Games. That's what's up. Okay. What else you got, Star?
Now, I just want to say one thing. One of my dreams, and I'm putting this out there into the universe for everyone to hear, is to be in a 2-piece, all-white captain hat on my mother effing yacht. Okay? Okay? Hold that, you mother. Let me tell y'all something.
Shout out to the women on IG.
And yes.
No, you can't say all of them. Can't say all of them.
You're right. You can't say all of them.
Can't say all of them.
Shout out to the ones that's gonna be on my mother effing yacht. Okay, yes. That's gonna be on my mother effing yacht. Okay, shout out to y'all, because I'm gonna invite them. And one of my other dreams is I'm just gonna be throwing money in the water. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have one of them guns just shooting. How they tipping the strippers? Well, I'm gonna be tipping the earth, because I
will be tipping the earth.
I'm gonna be tipping the earth.
Aren't you polluting the earth when you shooting out there?
I'm be shooting out fish food.
Okay, then that's different. Okay.
I'll do that. I'll do stacks of fish food.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm saying this to let y'all know. Diddy, I don't know if everybody heard, but Diddy, Will Smith, and Kevin Durant invested in a $30 million electric speedboat company, right? And I'm just like, I would think now that we're COVID ready, everybody and their mama finna be out here renting these boats, probably buying little lots and stuff like that. I'm like, are they thinking ahead, with this little thing? So they did it. They started the process, and they invested back in October, but it wasn't revealed until recently about, what they were doing in their venture that they were actually kind of going to be a part of. And I'm thinking to myself, what are some ideas y'all got about why they would invest in this electric speedboat company? 30 million?
An electric speedboat.
Only thing that comes to my mind is racing, to basically, I guess, put into another sport, with speed racing on the water. So that's the only thing that comes to my mind with speed racing is on the water. It's another sport that is trying to get popular, and just to put some money into a sport that they can really profit from. That's the only thing I can think of.
My outlook on it is they're trying to be the next Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk.
Wow, and you are very right. Let me just read a little snippet about what they're saying. They describe it as going to be a Tesla of the high seas. ARC flagship ARC 1 is priced at $300,000. Okay? It's not yet available for purchase, but they trying to get their Tesla on the ocean. And I want to be on their boats. Will they do it? Yes.
You know how to swim?
Smith, Kevin Durant. Well, really,
you know how to swim?
I definitely do, like a fish. So don't hate. I know how to float too, because you need to know how to float if you're going to survive on the ocean, FYI. But we ain't gonna go there.
All right.
I'm ready.
Just making sure.
Hashtag she ready. She stay ready.
She ready. She ready. All right. All right.
All right, man.
So
Okay, well,
all my trending news.
Just all right. Well, shout outs to Diddy, and who else you said invested in it? Diddy, and
let me call out my men's, and the only reason why they is all my men's because they all is rich. Okay, so we got Diddy, we got Will Smith, and Kevin Durant. Yeah. Now Durant, I would actually smash, but Will.
Dog. Man, he just put it out there.
I might as well put out there because I want him to hear me.
Why not Will Smith? What about Will Smith? You know, he still got that open marriage thing going on with Jada.
Will Smith, they got a little too much drama for me. You know, I like a man that just be quiet and shut up and let me just do what I need to do.
All right, folks, I'm going to get off Will. We did talk about him last week's episode. Let me get off of that. Okay. All right, well, there you have it. The Trending Report each and every week with Star Kells right here on the Beat Break Morning Show. All right, time to turn our attention back over to our guests, Reggie Love and Bria and Nay on the live line with us here on the Beat Break Morning Show. Before we got into the Trending Report, we were talking to Bria, and we were talking about your appearance on American Idol. Mm-hmm. Now, let's take it all the way back to your earlier days in music. Tell us that story. What was it like growing up in a household and having this dream that ended up coming true, which of course is you being a singer and being a songwriter, dancer, actress, all this cool stuff that you're doing. Walk us through that journey from the home that you stayed in, from Decatur, all the way up to you performing on stage on American Idol. And I want to ask you, what songs were you singing as a talent on American Idol? I'm curious to know, because when we look at these talent shows and we see a singer come up on stage and sing, and it's to a classic song, we'd be like, man, you better not mess this up. You better not mess up that Whitney Houston song or that Mariah Carey song. So we'll get into that, but walk us through the beginning before your music career took off.
Yes, so I started singing. Well, according to my mom, she always tells a story, and I always tell the story. She said I started singing way before I could talk. I was just in the back seat, and she would hear me singing, and you didn't know what I was saying, but you knew you could recognize the tune that I was singing based off the radio or whatever I probably heard on the radio. And every family function, I was front and center singing. Mary Had a Little Lamb at Christmas dinner. That was me. Yeah. That every time somebody said, sing that one song, I went ahead and did it.
But do you hate it? Have there been times where you hate it when people, especially family members, ask you, sing that song I told you to sing that song?
Yes, I think it wasn't until recently, like maybe a few years ago, that I realized the importance of it. And I'm so glad that they made me do it. Because a lot of times I'll just be like, oh my gosh, y'all leave me alone. I just want to be here. I sing, but I'm still like regular. Like, I just want to be here, not do nothing. But I realized that it has really helped me with my confidence. When someone asks me to sing, I'm not as shy when it comes to it. And I'm just, like I said, I'm really confident in myself when it comes to singing. And I shout out to my family for that, because they put me on the spot every single time.
Dope. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes it can be both a blessing and a curse to ask somebody to sing, or for a family member or somebody to ask you to sing or to tell a joke and stuff like that, because you it's kind of like you are in that position where you underestimating yourself. Like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have the skill or the talent to do it. But when you do it and you get that certification or that validation from people that say, you're not bad. You got some skills. You got some talent. It makes you look at things like, oh, okay.
Right.
Maybe I do have some talent. Now, I don't know. Now, I don't think that logic works for everybody now. Let me be clear on that. Because we all remember, Reggie, especially you, we remember Showtime at the Apollo, right? The Sandman days. Some of those people had the wrong kind of people in their circle telling them, oh, you can sing. You can dance. You can do this. But when they went back home after the Sandman came out, they said, I didn't really tell you to go to Showtime at the Apollo. I didn't tell you to go to the Apollo Theater. I just told you can sing, but I didn't say go to the Apollo Theater. You know what I'm talking about? But
you went to the wrong stage. We got the stage in the backyard that you can practice on right there. But, not out there, not out on Apollo. No.
Yeah, man. Inspired by artists like Beyonce, Brandy, and Whitney Houston, 3 amazing singers. What did you take away from all those 3 icons coming up as an artist?
So, when around maybe 7 or 8, I started to steal all my mom's CDs and lock myself in a room and just listen to all of it.
I did that too. Well, not my mom's albums, but to a family member of mine, he had all these hip hop albums and stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to, it's so funny you said that because I can relate. But no, go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, I used to sit in the room and I'll listen to the CD and I'll take the cover out and I'll just look at all the pictures and look at all the learn the lyrics and all of that, read the thank you note and all of that. And I realized that is what I wanted to be. Beyonce, Whitney Houston, and Brandy were my top 3 people that I studied from the beginning of their career on. From Beyonce, I loved her when she was in Destiny's Child to when she was by herself. And everything that she did it with grace. And I think that was the main thing, the common denominator between all 3 of them. They're all very graceful with their talent and with their gift, but don't get twisted because they can still sing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They can walk in any room and just be really calm, cool, and collective. When they hit that stage, they command the room. They command the speakers. You just got to sit there and listen. And that is what I wanted to. That's what I aspired to be. When Beyonce got on stage and she did. What was it? Her Crazy in Love. I think it was her BET performance. And she did a Crazy in Love performance and she was coming down and she came into her name, and that was like her first time performing on stage. I remember watching one of her interviews, and she said, that was the first time that I felt something kind of come into me, and I didn't know who I was. It was just like an outer body experience. I kid you not, after I've seen that interview, I started just having those type of experiences on stage where I would lose myself, and I have to hear other people tell me how I did, because I do not remember nothing. That happened on American Idol too. I don't remember most of my performances because I was so nervous, and it was just a lot going on in my head that when I got on stage, I just did it. And so when people tell me, I'm so glad that it was recorded, because I can go back and watch it.
Yeah. An amazing journey. It's one thing when I look at performers and look at artists, it's one thing for them to be on stage and you singing into a mic, and you may have the amazing voice, but there's other things that come along with that. There's stage presence, there's engaging with the crowd.
Right.
A lot of moving around and things of that sort. Anybody can sing, but it takes more than that. So I'm thinking like with you, you watching the Whitney Houstons of the world and the Brandys of the world and Beyonce's of the world and stuff. You had to kind of sit and watch and study how they move and their delivery and things that came along with being an artist to really perfect your craft as an artist, I presume.
Right. Yeah, that type of, I think that now getting it, the industry is kind of, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's no longer just about the talent, and it's no longer just about what you can do. It's how many followers you have, how many people like you, how many people dislike you, what type of content can you create. And honestly, I want to be, growing up, that's all I studied was people who were part of labels and people who had teams around them to have them artist development, had them going into training, media training, doing interviews all the time, always performing on some talk show. Like they were always in the spotlight and always doing something. So I really, really, really aspire to do that. Definitely.
Nice. Questions from Roland and or Star?
I do.
All right, ladies first.
Oh, well, thank you, DJ Roland. You're so sweet. So, Bria, one of my questions was, I remember the first time that I realized that I wanted to be an entertainer. And I performed at this Coca-Cola sponsored summer fest. We did a dance, and it was 3 of us, right? And I just kind of did it because they wanted me to do it. But when I got on the stage, I was like, oh my God, this was for me. This is where I need to be. Bump y'all. Y'all playing. I'm out here. And I think I was about 8 years old. And ever since then, I've been in any and everything entertainment because that's just me. That's my personality. When did you find out? What was that moment where you was that performing moment when you got that feeling and that vibe? Outside of American Idol, because was American Idol your first performance?
No, I've been performing since, I think I did my first, like I said, I have been performing at all the family functions, but my first official performance outside of my family, I was in kindergarten. I did my talent show, a school talent show, and funny enough, it was titled The Idol, or American Idol version, like a spinoff of it. And I did a Whitney Houston song, Greatest Love of All. And
that's a hard song. It's a hard song.
At 5.
That's gotta be
at 5.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
up there talking about something. I never found anyone who could feel my knees and rubbing my knees and everything. I didn't know nothing about the song.
Wow.
You didn't know what the hell you were saying. I'm like, she's up there singing some grown people stuff.
But I actually, I think I won that, and to this day, I don't know how I won that as somebody being in kindergarten. I don't know. I have never seen the video, but I know from that moment, I was like, this is where I want to be. Like, I love being on stage. I love performing for people. I love being in the spotlight. And so and I just love being myself in front of people. So it was a great experience for me. And then afterwards, to hear having my friends say, oh my gosh, you did a good job. And, oh, you did this, did that, whatever. And so from there, I did a whole bunch of plays. My mom started putting me in the talent development company. And I was at a performing arts school at the time. And I stayed in performing arts school all the way up until I got to American Idol. And then I was homeschooled from there. So I was surrounded by music, surrounded by the arts all my life. So that's all I knew, and that's all I wanted to know.
Nice. You gotta give a hand clap for that. I just love when people are happy in their passion. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. Whether you are an artist, whatever it is you're doing in life, if you're happy in your passion, that's what all that matters. The money will come. The money will come and it will stay there. But you got to be happy in your passion first. DJ Roland?
Definitely.
I have two questions. Since 2022 is upon us, do you have any particular plans or anything set for 2022? And I have a second question after that.
So yes, so for next year, I am definitely planning on releasing my album. It is very near and dear to my heart because it's a testimony to myself that I can do it. I recently graduated back in May from Clark Atlanta, and I got my degree in music with a concentration in commercial composition. Before I got there, before I actually started, like the second week of school, my freshman year, I changed my major from fashion to music, and I didn't really know a lot about the technical side. So by the time I graduated, I still kind of felt like a beginner. So this album is really proving to myself that I did it. I got the degree, now show and prove, show them what you learned,
Okay, Decatur.
Right.
All right.
So
now we're in this pandemic and they started the Versus thing on IG and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned those three artists that you base your talent and your career on. If you had a chance to go against Versus, who would you pick?
Me? Go against somebody?
Who would you pick?
Yeah. Who would you
pick? Against who?
Wow. Okay.
Ashanti, because she can't sing.
No.
You put her out. She's out.
Then it would be even because Bree just getting into, what I'm saying? She's coming into her stardom. Somebody who's known, but just known for not being that talented. I think if you put those two in Versus together, Bree gonna kill her, bang, because she can sing and she gonna show her what it's like to be a real star. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Let's
put her up against some of these new artists. These new artists like her. Who else? There's her. There's Summer Walker.
Janae Aiko.
Lennox.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I could go against her.
Who? Her? You're gonna
that
have to
would be
give us
good right there.
Look, Bree's gonna have to give us a little taste. We need to hear a little so we can compare you to see who we need to put you in Versus on.
We gotta put the beat down. We gotta drop the beat down. Okay.
You want to beat Bria because we need you to represent for Decatur.
Okay. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I
for Shawnee.
All right, all right.
She
See,
killed the
Her
Shawnee.
can't get
Now,
that. Her
see,
can't get
I
that.
can
Her
see
can't get that.
why. I can see why Reggie put me on to her, and see why she had to be on the radio show. Like Reggie, like what was your first impression? This question is for you, Reggie. What was your first impression when you came in contact with this amazing artist?
Wow.
I mean, she demonstrated the skill.
That girl can sing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in arts and entertainment for a very long time. And when you see a star, when you see a gem, you just know it. And the first time that I met Bria, she was 12 years old. I was judging a competition, and most of the contestants were adults. And Bria blew them out of the water. This particular competition was the final that I was a judge for. And she blew them out of the water. I mean, it was no comparison. And I just said, this young lady is a star. And, I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to meet her and her family. Her mom, Erica, is the best when it comes to support, the best momager in the world. And you can just tell that she has it. What that it is, she has it. And and it's, you have artists that are I'm gonna call them out, just fake artists where, I think I want to do this, but she lives, breathes, and eats this. She studies this. This is what she does. And you can just tell that even from her being 12 to where she is now, I'm not gonna tell you age, but from where she is now, I know.
We certified that she's under 20.
Yeah, she's over 20. She's over 20.
Under 30.
Yeah, but yeah, under 30. But yeah, so it's just refreshing to know that there are still artists that truly have talent, and she is definitely one of them. And to your point, Sean, and everybody else, it's just a matter of time because she's operating in her purpose. She's operating in her gift. I'm just happy to be there. To be there just to support. And, she's been in several of our positions in our productions. We've helped her with getting some concerts together. We're going to help her to get into the studio and do some things with live bands. But she's down for it. If you asked her, hey, I got a show tonight at midnight, she's going to be there because she just loves the stage and to perform. And, so that's my take on it. She's just a wonderful, lovely young lady that, people are really going to get to know. And that's why I wanted to bring her onto your show. After she graduated from college, that was her focus, to get her degree, which I fully supported. But now she's ready. It's like a thoroughbred, a filly, ready to come out and win this race. And that's exactly how she is now. And we're about to put in that work.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I love it. Yeah. Kind words from Reggie Love, just pretty much expressing to our audience how talented and how gifted Bria is. And I want to switch gears for one moment in just a few moments. But before we do that, we got to also acknowledge too that Bria is not only a singer. Like I said, she's an actress and she's a part of Rimshot. And I've been seeing how you and the crew from Rimshot have been doing for the past few years. Me and DJ Roland, we had the opportunity to go to the premiere screening of Rimshot a few years back. And you had a lot of talented people become a part of that stage play. And so by you having Bria on, like, was it a challenging thing? This question is for you, Reggie. Was it a challenging thing to get her out of that artist mode for one moment to get her in the shoes of being an actor or an actress? Was it a challenge, or was it a smooth transition from transforming her from just not only just as an artist, but as an actor or actress as well?
Not at all. As you heard her mention, she has been in performing arts school forever, since she was in elementary school. So she already had the training not only to be a singer, a dancer, an actress. She had that training, but all of it gelled together. And the beautiful thing that we did with that stage production is we didn't try to make these individuals actors and actresses. We had them to be who they were in their own selves. So the parts that all of them played specifically fit them to whom they were naturally. And that's what made it work. And, it was so easy working with Bria. She went from one of the character sisters to our main character all in like a 3-year period. So she played our main character. We had 2 main characters, and she played Jada, our lead actress. And she fitted just like that because of the talent that she had already. And we just really explored what she already had as a talent. And we just said, be you on stage. And it worked.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah. So Bria and Nay, like I said, in just a few moments later on into the podcast, we're going to play one of your songs for our listening audience. We're not going to do it right now, of course, because we still got to go over a few things here on the morning show. Since you and Reggie took so very kindly to be on the morning show with us today and blessing us with your skill, with your talent, CAU alumni, actor, actress. Yeah, I got to put that out there for all my HBCU folks out there.
Come on now.
And,
come on now.
Yeah, Decatur born. And you also are getting ready to launch a new project. What else? What else does Bria want to do? Singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress. What else does Bria want to do? It's a lot of longevity-based artists that are out there. Rihanna, she's done it all. She's done it all, and now she is going around promoting the fragrance that she has, the lingerie wear that she got going on. It's just so many stuff that Rihanna is doing these days. Like, what else does Rihanna? What else do you, Bria? What else do you see yourself doing outside of music or outside of acting?
So I think that I am a very, very creative person. I also paint as well. And so I want to be able to have a t-shirt line or release some of my paints and all that. I also am very, very into fashion. So I'd love to do a boutique cater to all my performers out there, and that will be coming soon. I'm also working on it's kind of like a planner type of thing for songwriters, to be able to have it a little bit more organized. I want to do it all, really, but mainly I want to basically dabble in the fashion industry, touch on the getting into books and things like that. And then I also want to release a luxury eyewear line soon. Well, not soon, but coming down later on in life. So I have a whole bunch of things that I want to do, and I have a lot of ideas in my head that I just got to get out.
So yeah, so many. I understand you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Of course, that's but it never hurts to do other endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
And to look into doing other things that will expand your horizons as an artist. We all do it, and the crazy thing about it is that we can stick to one thing in our earlier years, right? And then we always have that hunger of, man, you know what? I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this.
Right.
And it becomes successful. And that, and it just all comes back to where you first started as an artist, as a singer.
Right.
I like it, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bria Nye on the telephone. I keep saying telephone line on the live lines with us right here on the Beat Break Morning Show with Reggie Love, man. Star Kel, Sean Garvey, and DJ Rollum. All right, well, we're in the next hour of the morning show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in with us on Beat Break 87 FM, Reach One Network, 101 The Vibe FM, the Flow Network, and of course, Thinking Out Loud Network. So I want to talk about some of the incidents that's been taking place lately here in the country on a celebrity, since we're talking about the celebrity world, right? A lot of crazy stuff been happening that we haven't touched on yet on the morning show. And it's still trending. Oh, don't forget, I forgot. Before we get into that, where can people follow you at? Bria, where can people follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram, BriaAnai, on Twitter, the Bria Anay, YouTube, Bria spacebar Anay, or you can just type it in Google and figure out where you want to find me.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm there, definitely.
Bria Anay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go ahead right now and Google her or add her on IG and all other social media platforms as we get ready to dive right into this combo. We're gonna, like I said, just to reiterate, we're going to stay within the four walls of the entertainment industry. Bria, you are a singer, of course, and an actress, and Reggie K-Son, Positive Arts Movements, they're hanging out with us. You know a lot about what takes place in certain events, especially in the world of theater, in the world of film, television, and so forth. So there's been two incidents that's a lot of people are still talking about. Of course, a lot of us are still covering the Travis Scott incident that took place. Astroworld, multiple people were killed, and it's still an ongoing investigation. And, you know, Travis Scott, Drake, many others, Live Nation, people that were held responsible for the event are hit with millions to billion-dollar lawsuits. Man, that's a lot of money right there. So you have that. And then on the opposite side of the fence, outside of the music world, you have the situation going on with actor Alec Baldwin. Of course, that incident is still being under investigation on the murder of the director, a young female director who directed the film Rust, which is a Western movie. And so during production, Alec Baldwin, he had what he thought was a prop gun in his hand. He did an interview on ABC News recently, and he allegedly accidentally shot and killed the director who was directing the film. And in the interview he did with ABC, he said that he didn't pull the trigger. So there's speculations and reports saying that someone on set, someone behind the scenes, or one of the crew members gave Alec Baldwin a gun with real bullets inside the gun, inside the chamber. So this changes things in the film industry, and when it comes to concert events like what happened at Astroworld. So I want to get everybody's take on it because, like I said, we haven't really touched on it a lot on the morning show. But because we work in the world of media and film, television, and music, what do you all think about this situation? Let's start with Bria. You've been paying, I'm assuming you've been paying a little bit of attention or close attention to what's been going on with Travis Scott and the Astroworld incident. Let's say what do you think about the whole situation thus far? Do you think that Travis Scott is to blame for what all happened? Do you think that there's a lot of finger pointing that should go around? Like, what do you think overall?
Well, first off, I want to give my condolences to everybody who is affected and everyone who have lost their lives at Astroworld. That is a crazy and traumatic event that I wouldn't want anybody to experience. I think that everybody is pointing fingers at Travis Scott unnecessarily. Although I think they just need someone to point the finger at because his name is on the festival. But I honestly place the blame on the concert goers because I feel like everybody was very selfish or very self-centered. They were only focused on themselves and not worried about their surroundings. And as a result, you know, they trampled people, they suffocated people, you know, things that were unnecessary and didn't have to happen. It could have easily been prevented. I will say though, they knew something was going to happen at the beginning. Earlier that day, I seen a video where they bum rushed into the concert like earlier that day. They should have known then that something bad was about to happen, and they should have had better control over the event.
Okay, but like if you're an artist, right, which you are an artist, and you bring in all those people to a concert, right? We're talking about young people or adults. We're talking about thousands and thousands of people. There may be limited security, right? And you see or you hear, you may not see because you're on stage, you're performing, and all of a sudden there's commotion going on. There's some type of situation that's happening right now where you literally are either performing or you stop, right? So in that situation, when the dust settles and you hear that somebody or somebodies have lost their life attending to one of your concerts as an artist, I can imagine how that make you feel.
Definitely.
You know. So as an artist, what would be the first thing that comes to your mind if that situation ever happened on your watch?
If that happened on my watch, I would honestly, I would feel responsible just because it, like you said, they came to see me. And I would definitely try to do as much damage control as I can, you know, making sure that everybody is okay, making sure that everything is paid for and well taken care of, and just really letting everyone know that it was not my intentions for everything to go that bad or to go bad at all. And, you know, to just show my support and dedication to everybody and all of my fans, definitely.
Now that's something that's something interesting you said, like you would feel that the responsibility would fall on you as an artist if you hear later on that someone fatally got injured or hurt or died at your concert, right? But now, moments ago, you said that when the situation happened at Astroworld and people lost their lives while Travis was performing. Now, of course, we know the type of energy that Travis puts out there. And this is nothing new.
Right.
But the only difference is 8, 9, how many people ended up dead at his concert. So the finger pointing goes to the concert goers, but to your concert as an artist, do you think that the concert goers should share the blame with you, or do you still feel like, you know, all the finger pointing should be at me at this moment?
I definitely think they should share the blame with me, especially if they're completely ignoring what's going on around them for the sole purpose of coming to see me. I want people to have, you know, a sense of humanity when it comes to stuff like that. You know, it shouldn't have gotten that far. So I definitely think that I will say, I will take back what I said. Yeah, there was a lot of finger pointing at them, but everybody does have that responsibility, as well as the artists, as well as the concert goers, as well as the production and the producers of the show and the promoters.
All right, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this is very old school, and probably a couple of y'all may not have been born yet. Maybe me and Reggie have been born on this. Reggie may have been remember this back in the 80s. there was a victory tour with the Jacksons, and I was happened to be part of it. I don't know if you heard about that. Were you in DC around that time in the mid 80s, Reggie?
Yeah, I definitely was at the Capitol Center. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. So I was there.
Okay. You were at the Cap Center. Okay.
Yeah. And it was, it was outside. And
right.
It was very big. I mean, it's the Jacksons, Michael Jackson, the Jacksons reunion, the victory tour. And I was there. And it was, from what I can remember as a child, it was a whole bunch of folks, just like how it was at Astroworld. And when Astroworld, the situation happened, that unfortunate situation happened, I know that everywhere I went, from what I can remember, there was always some type of security around. And that's what failed at Astroworld. They did, first of all, we're still in the pandemic. That's number one. Okay. They shouldn't have it that large for a pandemic time, in my opinion. That's number one. Number two, what I've heard in sources that there was not enough security. Wow. When you don't have enough security in a large event like that, things are bound to happen. And then Bree, you just said in the beginning, before the concert even started, they were bum rushing already. Right. So there was it was all that ingredients was fueled to happen. So I wouldn't really even blame Travis Scott on nothing. All he's trying, first of all, he's a performer and he wants to perform and want to do his thing and get the crowd right up and all that stuff. But you can't blame him from what stuff was happening in the beginning going towards his part of the show. He was doing what y'all came to see. So how you gonna blame him and whatnot? Like, oh, y'all want to do an extra? Okay, fine. I'm on a ticket. Fine. Okay, I'm gonna do my thing. It's about time I could do something because of this pandemic. But it was just too large. Yeah. If it was a smaller, he still would have done it and still would have brought what he brings.
Well, so I look at it. I look at it both ways, right? So on Travis Scott end, like I said, we know the type of artist he is. We know the music he put out there. I talked about this a little bit on Robert Patillo's show on WAOK recently. And Travis Scott is the type of artist who raps about pretty much drugs, sex, and other things that he thinks he feels that young people relate to or whatever, and we all know that music is powerful. Yeah. And as an artist, whatever energy you put out there, people are going to follow. So I say that to say Travis Scott does have to share some of the blame in this sense. Just because, he's a very major artist. Like, he travels around the world, he performs. People know who Travis Scott is. Like, this dude is up there with the Drakes, with all the Migos, all the Lil Waynes, all the people that we listen to this day. And for a guy like Travis Scott to have that much power as an artist, do you know what kind of power it does to people that listen to your music? So yeah. I say you can share some of the blame, but to Bria's point and to your point, as concert goers, like you all should know how to act accordingly. Right. In public venues. In public places and stuff, whether there's security or not security. But then again, common sense is not common these days.
Yeah, let me hop in here real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I got two things, and I have a brother who is really a mentor to me in the entertainment industry, and I had the opportunity to be a part of everything that he did. He was the executive director for many large-scale events, not only here in Atlanta, but across the country. And I'll give you one example. He was the executive director of the Honda Battle of the Bands. And you know how here in Atlanta, that Georgia Dome was packed out, right? But in every single meeting we talked about safety first, regardless of whatever special guests we had in there. I mean, we had the T.I.s of the world to, at one point in time, we had Outkast and just various artists, right? So, but we always talked safety first. Georgia Dome had a plan on, they had terminology that I didn't even know about back then, about egress and regress and what to do when this happened. And you have all of these planning meetings for a large scale event, just in case something occurs. And if something does occur, you have a plan for it. That did not happen in Astro World, and you could tell it didn't happen in Astro World. And one of the first things that should have happened is the whole entire concert should have shut down immediately.
Right.
As soon as any ruckus. So if there was any ruckus that happened beforehand, it should have been shut down immediately. That responsibility is not necessarily on Travis Scott. It is on the concert promoter, the people, the organizers, the people who put it together. Travis Scott may be the face of Astro World, but there are people behind you. From the artist perspective, that's why it's so important for artists like Bria, who are coming up once she does have these 100,000 show venues and things like that. She has to have the right people behind her, supporting her, and understand, listen, we're not going to let anything happen to your fans. We're not going to let anything happen to you. We're not going to let anything happen to your crew, etc. Because we're going to always have your best interests, and that includes everybody in this picture, with safety being first. So whomever that concert promoter was, that is where the blame.
All the lawsuits you go to.
Absolutely.
And
Second thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Star. I'll come back.
No, go ahead. I want you to finish because I want to piggyback off of you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, really quickly, in regards to the artists, you're gonna have artists to say, we live in America, so you can say anything. And if yes, you preach that, you teach that, and Rim Shop was really about that, about misogynistic behavior and the lack of responsibility in artists and things like that. So we definitely get that. However, I don't care if, we live in a country where you have freedom of speech, so you can't take that away from anybody.
Absolutely.
I don't think that you can say that an artist influences that, because that's all it is. It's art. It's like if you painted a violent picture, that's art. If you made a film that's violent, that's art. We can't necessarily make art into reality, or we shouldn't be able to do that. Now, as a fan, shame on you. If you're on those drugs, alcohol, etc., that'll make you do things differently. However, it all goes back to that security piece, where if fans do get ruckus and they're not acting in common sense, then guess what? You got to go. You got to get out of my venue. I'm sorry.
I want to know,
but I was passionate about that. Start.
Can I before we go to start? Let me just touch on Travis Scott real quick, because you make a very great point. You make a very valid point about not putting it all on Travis Scott. However, Travis Scott is the artist right now that a lot of young people, keyword young people, look up to him like a parent. And we know this throughout the course of hip hop, throughout history, that artists that come out and they sing songs, that we see as art, that we see as artist expression or what have you. They attract majority of the people that a lot of artists from that era attracted young people that come from broken homes, that come from single parent households, that come from a dysfunctional family household. I guarantee you a lot of those people that came to Astro World, to concert. We can also say that part of the crowd are young people that are rebellious, that come from a 2-parent household and come from a great household, but they're rebellious. And then we can also factor in those people that I just talked about, young people that come from broken households, come from dysfunctional family households, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just like with gang organizations. Young people join in gang organizations because they don't have nobody else to look up to but the neighborhood gang members. You know what I mean? So, with an artist like Travis Scott, think moving forward, if he decides that he wants to continue to do music, he may have to, moving forward, he can still be the artist that he is. He probably has to go about it differently nowadays because of the lives that were impacted by this incident. Just because, he's an artist, he got all this major influence, all this power and what have you. There are a lot of young people that look up to him like a god. He's a god to a lot of people. I'm not saying he's a god, but he has that aura to affect a lot of young people.
I get it, and I promise you I'm gonna shut up, but y'all hit a nerve on this because this is what Rimshot was about for real. What we're talking about right now is
we'll get to you, Star. We'll get to you.
Yeah,
I'm patient.
Okay, is about the responsibility. I recently watched the documentary on DMX, for instance. And you saw how much influence DMX had. Even as he was going through his challenges, his issue, he still made a spiritual connection with his crowd. And so I get the power and influence that an artist does have, but again, they don't have to do it. And I'm
Reggie's on mute.
Went on mute on purpose.
Reggie, you about to say some stuff.
You back on.
I'm finished. I'm finished with what I was saying. I was just saying that artists have a lot of power and influence, and they should be careful with it. The key word is should, but they don't have to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a choice. Okay, Star.
So I do want to say this to Bria. Bria, I love your personality. I love who you are as a person. Don't change that. I feel like when you discuss what you would feel as far as having a responsibility, I think it was you being more empathetic and compassionate about the people and having a heart, and that's all good and dandy. And I love that, and I want you to keep that. But in this instance, I would not put the blame on the artist.
Mm-hmm.
What I will piggyback off of Reggie Love when he said choice. Everyone has a choice. I will say this when Sean says music influence, art influence in general, news, any type of entertainment, music, dance, it is influential. Style, even languages are, everything that we do is influential, and people will definitely gravitate towards the things that really vibrate their spirit the most, whatever they can kind of like vibe with the most, of course. So there is a power in being an artist and literally influencing the world to do what you do. Beyonce is one of those artists. Michael Jackson was one of those artists. I mean, if they cut off one side of their head, the very next day you will have millions with one side of their head cut off. So I do get the part about what Sean is saying about the fact that, hey, they're influenced. They should take responsibility for having that much power and being able to influence the crowd to sway this way and that way. And I get that. But I also agree with Reggie as far as it is a choice. Now, I
was just gonna say, the artist should take some responsibility, but at the same time, artists choose to be artists. They choose to be in the industry. They choose to sign that contract to a record label. So, it boils down to choices. You choose to either be a gangster rapper or you choose to be a conscious rapper, a conscious artist. Look at what happened. I use the analogy. I use this scenario, this situation that we're talking about with Astro World and Travis Scott. I use the same analogy with what happened with the versus battle between 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony. And here's why I use that.
Because I was going to land my plane with an example that would kill it. But you're going right ahead. Sean is going on a rant right now.
Sean is going on a rant right now, DJ Rollum. He is going on a rant because he's passionate about the fact that they need to take some damn responsibility.
Is this a mic drop rant?
You doing a mic drop rant right?
No, I'm just saying, look, these are all rap concerts, hip hop concerts. That the Versus was a hip hop rap concert. It was more than a battle. It was a rap hip hop concert. We are glad that Bone Thugs and 3-6 did not get hurt. We are so glad that nobody in the audience didn't get hurt. But you got to think of the what ifs, because we seen the same thing happen at the Source Awards
years ago. Yes.
Okay, but let's say what I was gonna say now, because I think
I'm gonna tap out.
Say what I'm saying. Tap out. So what I was gonna say is the fact that Bria said, "Hey, I would feel responsible. If I was an artist, I would feel some sense of responsibility because that's just who I am as a person, right? And I'm thinking about all of these people that came to support me and love on me, and I should do the same thing. But what I would not do is say it out loud. Just a little advice in the future. Some things you might not want to speak on because they'll be held against you, you know, and cancel culture is very, very real right now. And transparency is one of those things that's very, very real right now. And I just will walk a thin line in between the two. Because you don't want to put yourself in that situation where just you really meant the best by saying, hey, I feel like I said some of this blame. Cancel culture going to be right there to cancel your ass right on now. Yeah, that's right. It's your fault. Clink, clink, clink. You are.
Why do you think? Listen.
No.
Why do you think I'm in radio?
Right. So look. So that's what. So certain things I feel like, even if you feel a certain way, that kind of conversation I would literally have with my attorney or some type of things, where it's a protected and private conversation. So I'm just going to put that out there. But to get to my point, they have people responsible for different things. The artist is responsible for being an entertainer, unless the artist has signed a dotted line of being an article of corporation, and they are entitled to say things in business, make decisions in business. But the artist's responsibility is being the artist, right? So we have layers to this, because there's levels to this right now. Now, we got production, we got set and stage management, we have safety and security. So whoever is delegated to these parts should have made sure the damn job was done. It had nothing to do with the artist. Whoever was in charge of setting up the barricades and bringing the people into the concert and taking them out, leaving in a controlled environment, because although Travis Scott might be turning up and it might be getting in and getting out, and they walking with the stage, Beyonce has done the same. Michael Jackson, Prince, I could name, the list goes on. Kanye, have you seen Kanye concerts? And I'm a concert goer. They had safety control. They had it where VIP stand-up audience are in barricades in the front. Then you had the VIP people who were sitting in the middle like this. And they had the back people barricade around, coming in one section by one section, security set up. When you leave out in unison this way. Like everything was set right so that they can enter safely and leave safely. So whomever was the one who did not make sure that these people were going to come in and enjoy this concert peacefully and leave, they ass is responsible. And that's just it. Mic drop.
Okay. You dropped the mic. Okay, sorry. You dropped the mic. Let me drop the mic with you. And then we're going to switch gears and talk about this Alec Baldwin real quick before we get up out of here. Okay. I got one question for everyone, for all my listeners and viewers and everybody on here. When's the last time you heard a fight broke out at I'm just gonna throw an artist name out there. When's the last time you heard a fight break out at a Joe concert, at a Donnell Jones concert, at a Luther Vandross concert, at a, man, there's so many R&B artists out there, a Tank concert. Ooh, Star.
How about a Common concert?
A
Tribe Called Quest concert.
A Tribe Called Quest concert. A Mariah Carey concert. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's switch. Let's go to the opposite side. When's the last time you heard a fight break out at an NWA concert?
Public Enemy.
Well, Public Enemy is on that conscious side, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, on the conscious side, but guess what? There's some definitely different views of that how they look at it. So yeah.
Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, everybody was coming in fighting. Luda, knocking.
Is that Cater related? Is that Cater related?
It just might be, and it might be. But Luda, Lil Jon and East Side Boys, Yang Twins, Lil Scrappy, what's the Bone Crusher, and you can name. It's bound to happen, but you know what you came for. You came to, you signed up for it, baby. You was coming to throw them balls. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know what you was coming for. That's on you, baby. That's on you.
Death Row.
We ain't gonna do that now.
Death Row concert.
Death Row. Yes. Snoop Dogg. Come on. You know what you came for, to get high and get by. Come on.
When did a fight break out at a Charlie Wilson concert? I forgot to mention that. And I went to a Charlie Wilson concert.
Well, you came to two-step. You ain't came to throw them balls. You came to two-step.
Exactly. There you go. All right, let's talk about
whatever, Sean. They made a conscious effort to come throw them balls, and then they made a conscious effort to come do the two-step. But go and drop your mic.
All right, mic has been dropped. I'm gonna just leave it there. Alec Baldwin. Let's talk about that for a moment, switching gears. Reggie Love, you worked on multiple sets alongside with actors and actresses. I'm working on a project myself, and knowing what I know, coming from watching the stories coming out about Alec Baldwin and the situation. By the way, I got to make a correction. The young lady that was shot and killed by Alec Baldwin, she's actually the cinematographer for the movie. So it's a different director that was directing the film. She was just the cinematographer. So it was the cinematographer that got shot and killed. And there was another person
cameraman
on set.
got hurt in it as well, a cameraman. So she was right by him. Yeah.
Right. So Reggie.
Yes, sir.
We can look at it. I mean, we can look at it from multiple ways, just like how we did with Travis Scott and Astro World. Two different situations, somewhat the same, but let's say you, who you think is to blame in all of this?
Listen, it's so much similarities here with both incidents, and again, going to Star's point, going to what Bria said earlier and everything too, responsibility really lies on whomever is in charge at that point, because again, you have to have certain checks and balances when things like that occur. You have to make sure that, who would have live ammunition on a set anyway? Second thing, you have to have the right personnel. From what I understand, the lady who was in charge of doing that essentially was a friend of a friend who got her into that industry. So she really wasn't qualified to do that. But even so, There's a check and balance system for that. There was supposed to be somebody, okay, she's the prop engineer, if you will, but then there's somebody who's supposed to check all of the props afterwards. That did not occur. So I'm glad that they're investigating, because there may be some foul play involved in this, and it's something that we may be able to see. But ultimately, whomever is in charge, you have to have the right people around you. If you don't have the right people around you, you're going to have incidents such as this. And that goes for both this incident, the Travis Scott incident, and any situation. Alec Baldwin probably feels bad. I can't imagine the burden that he feels. And
Yeah.
I did. I caught the what was on ABC.
The document or the interview.
The interview. I caught the interview, and he's claiming that he didn't do it. That goes back to your point, Star, where you got to get with your people, your attorneys, and say, okay, what should I say in these situations?
Right.
Because you don't want that responsibility to fall on you, especially if you did not. Mm-hmm. So, and last thing I want to say on this eerily reminds you of the incident that happened to Bruce Lee's son back in the early 90s. Brandon Lee. Very similar situation where somebody didn't check. They didn't check. And that is still up in the air. But ultimately, you got to have smart people around you. That's as a producer, as a director, as a whomever, whatever your title is. If you're the leader and you're in charge of it, you have to have the right people on your squad.
Right.
It sounds like a setup to me.
Yeah, it does.
Sound like a setup.
Right.
I through this whole ordeal, I think about Alec Baldwin the most. I know that may sound selfish of me saying that, but I followed Alec Baldwin throughout his entire career. You know, he's been in the film and television industry for 40 years. And most of the movies that I've seen Alec Baldwin in, whether it was The Shadow, whether it was The Juror, whether it was The Edge, Mercury Rising, we can go on and on and on. Most of the films that I've seen Alec Baldwin in, he had a gun. Now,
experience.
The difference between say that again.
Experience with a gun, a prop gun.
40 years in the film industry. Now, with this movie Russ, let's remember, folks, that this movie is a low budget independent project. And so with an independent low budget project, you only have limited amount of resources. And so all these different questions were coming to my mind as I was watching this incident unfold day by day. It's an indie low budget project, and they can only spend so much money. So it's like, okay, they could have hired safety experts on the scene to consult with the crew members and to also make sure that those incidents do not happen on set. But I can only imagine, and I'm just assuming, ladies and gentlemen, I can only imagine that it costs a lot of money by the hour, by the day, to hire safety experts. And I wonder if that's something that we have to think about too, because, you know, TMC, they had this guy, I think his name is Steve, safety gun expert. And he was giving us a demonstration on what happens when you are about to fire off a gun and what could happen if you don't properly, use that gun, especially on set. And I kept thinking to myself, Sean Garvey, why they didn't get him to be on the set of Rust?
Being cheap. I'm saying being cheap. You say it's a low independent film, So I'm gonna say we're going to not spend as much money as we think we should. And I'm thinking if it's a Western, when I think of Westerns, I think of shootouts. So guns are going to be used.
Western. Yeah, I don't know one Western film without guns. But
Right.
Most of the Western films that we have seen throughout history, I mean, from the Magnificent Seven to, I mean, even the one that's on Netflix right now, The Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I wonder what their budget was like.
Someone was being lazy. Someone was being lazy and being
somebody
cheap.
was being lazy on set of Rust.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, they cut corners, and that's you can't do that. And to your point, you know, when you're doing the production, you have line items that you have to budget for. And, you know, that's something that you should automatically budget for. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be where it's something outrageous or anything like that. You're talking about safety. If you hire a safety consultant or a safety expert to be on your set when you're dealing with prop guns that probably have live ammunition, that's a problem if you don't do that.
The fact that you're saying live ammunition is a problem.
Right.
That's why I said this sounds like a setup to me.
It sounds like a Law and Order episode to me.
This sounds like some
good point. Very good point. I like that.
Like I just know somebody.
SVU, where Ice-T at?
We're gonna use our common sense in this one. We're gonna use our common sense.
Because like Reggie said, there's no reason bullets should have been in there, period. Y'all should have did the effects and everything afterwards. Like somebody should have, if it wasn't written into the script, if he wasn't aware that it was supposed to be fired, or if he pulled the trigger or whatever, somebody had another motive behind that.
They knew what they was doing.
They knew exactly. And if you can't figure out who it is, you have to blame everybody. Because how can you figure out who was responsible? Because on a set, there's so many moving parts, so much going on. Like you have to go by he say, she say type of thing. That's why it feels like it's gonna have to be like a Law and Order investigation. Because how do you know who? Right? Like how do you know who did it and who did not do anything?
I got a question for you all. Do you think it was fair for actors like George Clooney to come on a podcast and say what he said about the incident way too soon before the investigation was over? Because clearly George Clooney said, 30 years in the film and television industry, 30 years experience, I always check my gun. Whenever I'm given a prop gun or whatever, I check it multiple times.
So George Clooney set that man up. That's who did it. You on there snitching first, trying to get out before.
Oh no! Wait!
You don't want no fingers pointed at
Right.
him. That's what it is.
That sounds like shots fired right there. That sounds like George. Can I get my? No, I can't get it on. Oh damn! I was trying to use my gun sound effect. But there we go. Oh, now you want to play? Okay. See, we having some gun malfunctions here on the Beat Break Morning Show this morning.
Oh
Right.
Lord!
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, I mean, I don't want to be the one to jump to conclusions, because of course that's what we do a lot of times, especially in the celebrity world. We see a headline and we run with it without even going through the process of letting the investigators do what they got to do, and then letting the truth come out the way that it needs to be, or the way it should. But this changes a lot. This definitely changes a lot for people that work in the film and television industry. And let's just combine what happened with Alec Baldwin and with Travis Scott together as we getting ready to close out. I feel like moving forward, there's going to be some even more heavier rules and regulations that's going to be put in place for these type of events and film productions and things of that sort. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you all think? Do you think there need to be stricter guidelines on
Of course.
sex?
I mean, you're going to have to
Definitely.
make stricter guidelines of this
Definitely.
incidents.
So
There's no way around it. They're going to have to put that. And I would probably think that the local, with the Alec Baldwin situation, the state of, I believe it's New Mexico, they may even get into it and whatnot, since it happened in that state. So have some state investigators going on into this if they haven't done it already, to find out what really happened. You know, like you said, Bree, do a law and order kind of thing. You know, so they're going to have to break it down. More regulations going to have to be made to avoid these type of situations and whatnot.
Right.
And even though they talk about on the Travis Scott situation about the lawsuits already started with the Alec Baldwin situation, because someone gonna have to take the hit on this. You know, yeah, it's an accident, but some lawsuits going to be done because someone dropped the ball and not having correct folks involved dealing with this film production.
Not the ball, the bullet.
Let me say it like this. There are already rules and regulations that are associated and affiliated, especially with large scale events. You think of the Bonnaroo Festival, you think of Coachella, you think of Rolling Loud, and all of these festivals, right? So really, again, the responsibility, while everybody's pointing the finger at Travis Scott, I can remember being at a local park, and a party at the local park got out of hand, and they came in and said, no, we have to shut this down because you don't have the proper
security. I've been in DJ stuff like that and shut it down.
That's what I'm saying. So the local law enforcement agencies, they should get a slap on the wrist too, and nobody's talking about that. Because it should be that. Likewise, with if you're thinking on the film industry side, they have, you know, your production notes and your rules and regulations and things like that are in place as safeguards to everybody. You know, you have your OSHA regulations, just like you have an OSHA regulation on a regular job in the film industry as well. You have to have certain permits, etc. So that might be a situation where it definitely is foul play, because you don't see that happening too often. I mean, again, thinking of the Brandon Lee situation, you don't hear too many of these things happening because there are checks and balances that are put in place already.
Yeah, and that is so true. And
it takes
me back to my point that it's a setup.
Yeah. All right. Well, after this show, because we do have some rappers out there that listen to our morning show, we hope that you take something away from the Travis Scott situation. But at the same time, with the Alec Baldwin situation, please do not make a record or a song about the Alec Baldwin situation, or at least use a line in your rap lyric talking about, "I'ma shoot my shot, Alec Baldwin." Please don't do that.
Just this sex.
Bars.
I think it's really because people were in quarantine for so long. They done got let loose.
And they got their business now. They're like, oh no, y'all done hold us up. Somebody finna get it. Somebody finna feel it.
I'm telling you, man. That was the one good thing that came out of this COVID situation. It was two good things that came out of the COVID situation. You know, one thing was people didn't go out and act the fool except for that protest demonstration. I know that's a whole different topic. But hey, man, you know, some people, but at the same time, when it comes to large crowds, some people will or could get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the world that we're living in.
On the risk.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, very important conversation on the Beat Break Morning Show, ladies and gentlemen. We can still have fun and still give you informative topics to think about. But I definitely want to appreciate our guest this morning for joining with us, ladies and gentlemen. Bria Ane for stopping by the morning show for the very first time and letting us know about her music career and the upcoming projects she's working on. And once again, where can people follow you at?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Bria Ane. Look me up on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube Music. I will be there for you to listen to. Bria Ane, BRIAANAI.
You know, you got to spell that out for our folks out there. You know, they might find, you know, they might put in the wrong information and come across an IG model or something.
And you know, I appreciate you pronouncing my name right, because I get Brianni, Bria, Anai, you know, so I really do appreciate you.
Yeah, because you know, I've had a history of messing people's names up, bro. I tell you.
I feel you, Brie.
I feel you.
Okay, Bree, I just followed you, girl, but okay, I see you, boo. I see you. If y'all can see, I see Bree giving life, baby.
Okay, I just had a birthday. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're gonna get into your new joint in just a few moments. And Reggie Love, it's always love when you come on the morning show, man.
Listen, the pleasure is mine, man. I'm so humbled to be on your show. Sean, DJ Rollum, Star, I've seen you all progress so much. I've been in the background there, but you know, this is full circle. I'm glad to be back in the mix with you all. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. You know, we still remember those days at 8:60 a.m.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, man.
That's right.
Oh, man, it's just such great times there, man. Such great times. But where can people follow you at?
Sure. All things positive arts movement, man. That's what we're pushing. We have a new campaign that you all will see coming out called the 2222 campaign, the 22 by 22. You'll see it. Follow us at Positive Arts with an S movement on all platforms, Twitter, IG, Facebook. You can also follow me at Reggie Love Kason. Do a lot of artist management development, also production of stage plays, films, etc. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Positive Arts movement, it is so easy. Just follow us, hit me up directly, and we'll get you on board. Shout out to Bria Nay. Y'all remember that name. I'm telling you now, this is an exclusive right here. Sean, just thank you for having her on, and we just really appreciate this opportunity.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Anytime, don't be a stranger, as always, to come back to the Beat Break Morning Show, man. And Bria and Nate, we're going to get into your new joint in just a few moments, but make sure you follow me on all social media. Sean Garvey, ATL, Twitter, and on IG. Next week's show, I am going to be dropping some major announcements with an S. Not one announcement, but two, maybe three announcements. We shall see between now and next week. Man, major announcements on the morning show, exclusive. But yes, in the meantime, between time, follow me, Sean Garvey, ATL, Twitter, Instagram, Sean Garvey on Facebook, SeanGarveyOnline.com, where you can check out all of my content. A Poet Found Dead is still on there, so make sure you go there. I got to promote that a little bit more, SeanGarveyOnline.com. And DJ Rollum, where can people follow you at?
Always follow me at DJ Rollum on Twitter and IG, and DJ Rollum Townsend, and hit me up. You might just get a great deal before the year ends.
Yeah, man.
DJ Rollum, I'm gonna hit you up. Y'all can follow me at She Talk Atlanta on Facebook and Instagram. And those who always inquire about real estate investing and partnering up with me and making some money, follow me at Real Estate is Life Atlanta on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, man. And DJ Rollum wants to do a 3-6 and Bone Thugs mix.
Oh,
he wants to get people riled up this morning.
Use that power influence, man. That power influence.
There you go.
They have it like verses in here.
I mean, so we're choosing violence this morning. Is that what we're doing? We're choosing violence this morning.
It's called a play gun, water gun. You know, that's all. It's all about fun. You know, showing creativity.
Okay.
Right, sure. Okay, got you. All
and
right.
I followed your group, Reggie.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I followed the icon behind you and found you.
Appreciate that.
All right, well, we're getting into this 3-6 and Bone Thugs mix by our very own DJ Roll-On. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not fight during this mix. Do not throw no bows or get into no altercations. I think Roll-On may play some songs that you did not hear from Bone Thugs and Harmony, because there were some songs that Bone Thugs could not play on stage due to the fact that 3-6 was bringing that crump.
Wow.
Bringing that crump.
You just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
bang, bang.
Gotta wait and see. Gotta wait. All right, y'all. It's the Beat Break Morning Show and the Beat Break Podcast. Y'all keep it locked.
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.